Alright, I am live. YouTube says I am live. The internet never lies, right? So I must be live. Welcome in. Come on in. Find a nice comfy seat. Oh, this is Howdy, or Hanging Out with Dave. Episode 83. This is a little bit of a live show that I do every weekend. You know, I kind of go down through questions, comments, concerns been left on the videos for the past week. We kind of talk about where the channel's going and how good the channel's done for the past week. You know, how many new community members we've got. We kind of talk about what you can expect coming up on the channel. And all that good, happy stuff. Which we will be covering in tonight's episode. Usually it's about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when I do this, which no matter where you're at, you know that this ain't 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's more like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. I've been working a lot of overtime. I've been getting ready for quite a bit of personal stuff coming up. If you've been around the channel, you kind of know where I've been, where I'm coming from with that. So yeah, there is that. But anyways, we will go through the comments, questions, and concerns been left for the past week. Here the last couple of days I've been off from work, which I'll get into here in a little bit. But I've kind of booted back up in the Borderlands 3, so I figured we'd stream some of that this weekend. You know, I don't know how much y'all was actually involved in Borderlands 3 or how much you enjoy Borderlands 3 content. But, you know, I've been kind of watching it and I've been kind of playing it, so it's kind of where we've been, where I figured we go with this week's live stream. Normally I cover content, which I plan on covering the 6600 XT this week. It launched in the past week. It is a GPU from the AMD Ryzen group. Don't get your hopes too built up. It will rip your heart out and stomp on it and shove it back in your chest. Which is a little mean, but that's about what it does. Which we will get into here after the Q&A for this weekend. There is a few disclaimers I throw out at the beginning of every weekend. I do enjoy me a cold Budweiser while doing the show. Hope this weekend's finding you well, so cheers to y'all that's watching. Also, I am a truck driver by trade, so you will hear some foul language or a little cussing from time to time. I try to keep that to a bare minimum, but it does slip out from time to time. If the drinking or the cussing offends you too bad, maybe this ain't the right live stream for you. I know that sounds kind of mean. I know, you know, you take that as it is. But I'm just going to tell you up front, that's the way I am. I'm up front. I'm honest, you know, and you may hear it, and you will definitely see it. You know, if the live stream ain't right for you, you know, go ahead and click that X button up there on the right hand corner. But for the rest of you that's going to stick around and watch me, you know, welcome in. There's a few other disclaimers. You know, when it comes to English language, I ain't very good. In fact, especially since I got these here teeth going on. But I try to pronounce the names as best as I can. So you either overlook me or you get mad at me. Some of these YouTube handles you guys come up with ain't the best. Mix that with my very limited English language. Sometimes it gets kind of funny. I do have to admit. So there is that. You know, I may not pronounce your names right. If that is, if you're in chat, or if you're in the comments, either way. When it comes to overclocking, I do a lot of overclocking on the channel. You know, I am a firm believer in trying to get the most out of your components that you possibly can with the components that you have. Now, it's a big way of being on a budget. It's a big way of trying to save money. But, you know, I get a lot of these questions. I got these particular ports. What can I get? What should I type in? What number should I push for? Don't know. It's called the Silicon Lottery. And it goes for your CPUs. It goes for your GPUs. It goes for your RAM. You know, it is called the Silicon Lottery. Even if I had the exact same components that you have, I couldn't tell you. In my videos, I show you what the max is that I can get out of my set components. And that's about the best that I can get out of mine. You know, if I could have pushed them any further or whatever, I would have. Every once in a while I'll get a voltage question. You know, hey, you only pushed to 1.35 volts. AMD says you can go to 1.45 volts. Why didn't you push up by that extra volt? And again, it's a personal preference, but I do not want my components ran to the max that they can run in a 24/7 scenario. And, you know, everybody thinks that, you know, well, if I can push them to this scenario and this and that, you know, I get the best performance, da-da-da. You're right. If you can push them to the max and get the best out of it, that's fine. But you're also cutting down on the lifespan of the component because you're pushing so much to it. The EXO, I guess is the way you pronounce that. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here, buddy. I'm glad you could stop and visit me. Thanks for the great video. We'll be listening to the background while I clean. Well, I'm glad you're going to get something done while you're listening to me. Appreciate that. You know, and everybody, you know, like I was saying, you know, everybody thinks that you ought to run your max components, that you should run your components to the max levels. And nobody understands, okay, AMD recommends 1.45 volts. Let me clarify that. AMD recommends 1.45 volts. A lot of your motherboards, when you first go into overclocking your CPUs, it will be running at close to the 1.45 volts. Got the name right. Well, thank you. I'm glad I got that name right for you. You know, but nobody says how much pressure or how much it's going to take back on them VRMs to run them CPUs at them levels, you know. Maybe you could run 1.45 volts. Maybe you get higher overclock out of CPU by running them higher VRM levels. But still yet, who says that you ain't gonna, you know, within 6 months, have to cut back your overclock? And why? Because you're running VRMs at such a high level. Just my way of thought, my way of thinking on overclocking. You know, no matter what the max is, if I heard somebody tell me that my 3950X, I should be pushing 5.5 gigahertz. Me personally, I cut it back to 5.0. Why? Because I don't want to have to go in and have to actually rethink or redo my overclock because this starts being unstable on me. I'd rather have a stable system run at a lower capacity than having a system running at max capacity that I gotta go in every few months and redo. It's just a personal opinion. I get asked this quite often. You know, it's just my way of thinking on this. And after doing it for so many years, you know, And you get a lot of people on YouTube telling you, hey, you can push it to this, you can push it to that. It's silicon lottery. You know, it all depends on what you can actually push your limits to. And to me, I would rather cut back on a little bit of everything and make it last longer than have it all the performance up front. Just my way of thought. I don't know. Maybe you disagree with that. And the ones I pissed off, you probably already left. And that's fine. You know, everybody has their own way of thinking on this. Let's see. I did the drinking. I did the cussing. I did the names. I did the overclocking. There's another disclaimer I'm throwing out up there in front. I worked on a video this morning. I got it up. I got it ready. It's uploaded. It's uploaded to YouTube. It will be out on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chris McGraw, hello. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad you joined me today. Glad you decided to come and hang out with me. But I did get this week's video done. I don't know if a whole lot of you are going to be interested in it or whatnot. I'm hoping Search actually picks this one up. It is on a keyboard and mouse combo that a lot of YouTubers actually recommend to pick up. It's for about 40 bucks for mechanical keyboard and mouse. It seems to be a pretty good deal. My fiance's been actually running it since about November, December. She's been running one of these keyboards and mouses. So I decided to pick up one for my own. If you've been around the channel, I've been running monoprice keyboard, blue switches. For some reason, something went bad with it. I don't know if I spilled something or something like that. But maybe I'll make an upcoming video on how to fix that. It is blue switches. Should be pretty easy. Even though the keyboard ain't available, it should be pretty easy to get them switches. Maybe switch out a few switches, make it get up and going. Chris McGraw, yeah, even if I'm total noob, it regrets to Borderlands 3. I've never played it before. Borderlands 3, you gotta watch it. I've been playing it now since its launch. And it's a pretty addictive game. What I'm playing tonight will be my flak, which is the, what I want to call him. I don't even know what he's called. But I will be trying to up level him a little bit more. He was top level. Of course, they've added new stuff to the game, so he ain't top level anymore. That's what I'll be going into, is trying to get him back up there close to being top level. I ordered the 5600G. It should arrive Tuesday. But if you got that for anything close to MRSP or MSRP, sorry about that, MSRP, manufacturer suggestion retail price, MSRP, you're in good luck. If you pay much over that, nah. You know, just because the graphic power on is the EVGA graphics, they didn't upgrade the graphics. But y'all get more cores and more cores and more threads available to you than what was available on the 3400G or the 3200G. So yeah, it's $330 on Newegg here in Canada. Oh, so you're from Canada. You're from up north. Yeah, $330. $330 is pretty close to what it should be, I believe. 5600G. Retail price for CA CA. Yeah, they pull it up for that. Canada. Canada. What was the special release for up there? It may take me a while to find this. Because it is Canada prices compared to US. $30 more than the 3,600. Yes, from the province of Quebec. From Quebec. Well, welcome in. You're a little ways away from me, actually. 5600G at $259. That's the U.S. prices. I don't want U.S. prices. $330, about $30 more. That ain't bad. Which I will get into here in a little bit. The 6600 XT has launched this week, but it ain't nothing to get excited about. It would be for the MRSP or for the MSRP, but you know, GPUs, you ain't gonna get it for that. So that will be coming up into the day's live stream. But if you got it for $30 over what it should be, or $30 more than the 3,600, with the Vega 5600G, I think that's what is that, Vega 9 or Vega 11 graphic. That ain't bad. That'll tie you over to GPU prices to come down if you need it to be. $30 and have a Vega 7. Isn't a bad deal. Yeah, Vega 7 ain't too bad. I wasn't too sure on what Vega it actually had in it. The Vega 7 graphics, that ain't bad for just a little bit over 3,600. Plus you got the 6-core 12-thread processor. That ain't a bad deal. That ain't bad at all. If you're needing that for a budget build, if you're needing that to tie you over to a GPU some more available, you know, that's a pretty good deal. Not bad. Which I haven't looked for one here lately, but I know down here in the US they ain't even close to what they should be in price. Two more CPU cores and one more GPU cores ain't worth the $100 difference, though. One GPU core ain't really worth it, but the two CPU cores, that's questionable. Especially when you look at future upgrades. You know, I got the 2400G. I've talked about 2200G, 3200G, 3400G, which is basically all the same processor. But when you're looking at more cores and more threads available to you, you're looking at the upgradability to it. You know, you're looking at 6 to 12 cores compared to 4 and 8. And you're looking to add a GPU later down the road. That's going to add up in the long run. You know, and I know a lot of people that are snobs pretty well in the tech industry. You know, they said, oh, you shouldn't be buying nothing but an 8-core processor. 6-core processor is still pretty valuable as long as all you're doing is gaming. Now, if you're doing a lot of multitasking and this and that, you shouldn't be aiming for a 6-core processor. But you're looking at a 6-core processor, 12 threads, and the main thing you're doing is gaming. You ain't doing streaming. You ain't doing video editing. You ain't doing all this fancy stuff where you need more cores. 6 cores, 12 threads is more than enough for what you need. You know, don't let these higher end people tell you that 6-core 12 threads ain't valuable today, when it is, when it's more than enough for what you need your computer to do. And that's the good thing about building your own computer. You kind of build to what you need. You know, I mean, I don't know. You kind of get me on a little bit of a rant here already this morning, already this afternoon. It gives you 10% FAPS. for the best of 1080p. Yeah, 5600Z is basically a 6-core 12-thread with Vega 7 iGPU. It's better than the 3500 GPU wise from what I saw so far. You get better performance because you have a Ryzen 3 compared to Ryzen 2. You do have an iGPU, which the 3500 don't even exist. Or the 3600 don't even have an iGPU. So you have a little bit of something to go with until you can afford a discrete GPU. 10% perhaps for $100 is a bit much. You know, if you're looking at perhaps for $1, yeah, 10% is a little much for $1, for a little bit off. You know, you should be getting better than 10% for your $100. But in today's market, and if you have to, just to get up in gaming, and if you have no other choice, and you don't have a GPU that's a few years old to slap into the system, or whatever, you know, it still ain't a bad deal. My daughter don't need more than that at the moment. Exactly. A lot of people could actually game and do what they need to do with an iGPU. I don't know if you was around, Chris, a while back, but I built, she is 9, so yeah, 9-year-old iGPU is fine for her. She really don't get into all the crap meters and all that. Quite a few months ago, I built a system, and I didn't share a whole lot of it. I took a weekend off from the live show to build a system for a guy. He built a 5900X system. You know what GPU he put in that system? He put a 2066 gig. Why did he put a 2066 gig? He put that GPU in because that's what he had as a placeholder until he could get what he wanted, which was a 3090. So I went over his place. I built this system from the ground up with a 5950X processor. He was rocking 64 gigs of Corsair LPX. What is the RGB RAM? I don't know, expensive Trident G. That's what it is, Trident Z. You know, he had all these high-end components, and he put a 2066 gig cord in for his GPU because that's what he had. As far as I know, as of today, which has been about 6 months now, he's still rocking that 2066 gig, waiting for the prices to come down on his 3090 that he'd been wanting. But that just kind of shows you, you know, that a lot of people right now, is sacrificing what they have for what they want until what they want comes more available. And that kind of goes with the APUs or the integrated graphics like you're talking about. You know, people are going to settle for that until the GPU prices come down and can actually get what they want. The 3090 is overkill. You don't dream or not a pro that need it for some use or other. Streaming. You're right, 3090 is overkill. But when you're looking at building a system that you're wanting to last for, you know, 3 years, 5 years, you know, you need to buy them higher end components for they will last you to where you don't have to upgrade for the next 3 to 5 years. You know, you look at the 3080 Ti, they ain't gonna last as long as what the 3090 is gonna last. You know, unless you want to upgrade every single year, you know, you need to buy a little bit of advance compared to what you're buying today. You know, when I put the 2070 Super in my system, the RX 580 were doing fine. That 2070 Super still doing fine for what I do today. And I think it will still do fine for what I'm going to be doing in the next couple years. I may cut down my resolution to 1080p instead of 1440p or 4K. But I'm satisfied with that. I'm happy with that. Instead of paying these high outrageous prices, I'm fine with doing that with my GPU. You know, and he wanted a 3090 in his system because he wanted a high-end build. You know, it ain't always about the performance. Me, personally, I build my systems around performance. But when I build a system for a customer, or a customer wants me to come over and build a system for them, I build with what they want. I will, you know, like he was going with a 5400 2 terabyte hard drive. You know, I said, why don't you go with 7200 PM hard drive? He said 5400 RPM is fast enough. How can I argue with that? You know, if his time ain't worth the time saved to go from 5400 RPM to 7200 RPM, that's his decision. Now, there's a couple other things that I've kind of went back and forth with him about on the build that I did for him. But in his opinion, or in his mind, this is what he wanted. And the time that was saved by not adding extra RAM, by not going with the faster hard drive, you know, made sense to him, and he was happy with it. So it's kind of hard for me to argue with that. You know, his time ain't worth as much money as what mine is. You know, it's just a different aspect on it all. I enjoy your old Zotac 1050 2 gig till the few months ago. I bought a pre-built 1K to get a 1650. I put a 1050 Ti on my son's PC and his 1030 and the pre-built to sell until the youngest asked for it. This is why I built a new PC for my mid one. Yeah, you know, GPUs, they do, you know, after so long, a GPU will hit its end of lifespan, depending on what the end user expects out of it. I have 3 kiddos. Well, congratulations on the squid 3 kiddos. Enjoy them while they're young. Because once they grow up, they'll disappear and just keep putting their hand out for wanting money from you. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But anyways, let's get back to the stream here. Let's get back to where we should be. We will pull up the comments, questions, and concerns left for the past week, and get these set up. My son, you already talked to here. Oh, you're talking about, you guys was in here last week. Chris McGraw and, I forget the other one's name. But yeah, he was already in here last week as well with you. Julian, that's it. There you go, Chris. You do know the names of your kids. And you got 3 of them. Hell, I'm lucky to know the one I have. And I've only got 1 kid. And I'm lucky not to get it confused. But yeah, Julian, he ain't in here yet this week. But we're going to flip you guys over here, and we're going to go through these questions, comments, and concerns here. We have Exgema Opane, I guess is the way you pronounce that. 6 days ago, how to overclock how to update the ASRock motherboard BIOS. I'm the one who chose them all. Yeah. Well, I'm glad your wife let you choose the name of all your kids. I love you so much. Thank you. You're welcome. Just like every week, you know, I want to thank you all for the support for the channel. If you guys leave comments, or if you don't leave comments, you know, I know a lot of you watch every video that I put out because you like my video content. Even though they don't concern to you, a lot of you hit the like button, a lot of you hit the share button. You know, it all means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. You know, the ones that leave the comment, that makes the live show possible every weekend. So I really appreciate that. You know, I used to say something like this in between every video or between every comment, which I don't do no more because it gets awful repetitive. So I'll say it now and I'll say it towards the end. You know, when I started this channel so many years ago, yeah, it's been years, 7 years, and I'm still only at 1,500 subscribers. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I understand this. I'm a little off the cuff. I'm a little, what some of the people say about me. I'm a little backwoods. I'm a little, I'm off my rocker. You know, I've heard that one. You know, but that's true, and that's fine. I am who I am. But still yet, you know, I want to thank you all for the support. I want to thank you all for watching the videos, hitting them like buttons, some share buttons, you know. It really all means a lot to me. MT Coin usually comes in every time I live stream or close to it and donates. You know, I appreciate the direct support that he gives me. Because what he normally supports is more than what I make within a few days through the YouTube ad revenue services, you know, and I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. It actually keeps me motivated. It actually keeps me going by doing so. Yeah, so let's get back to these comments, and I'll throw it all out there at the end here, at the end of it. Let's see here. We have Reg V 5 days ago on how to dedicate more RAM to the Ryzen EVGA graphics on Gigabyte B450 MDS3H motherboard. I'm on the Gigabyte B450 MDS2H Ryzen 4650G. I can't get more than 2 gigs. Anybody with this CPU have that problem? I've actually had a lot of problems with the 3200Gs, 2200Gs, 3400Gs. A lot of people have stated they can't get past that 2 gig frame buffer on that motherboard for some reason. I do not know why. If you actually watch that video, they gave me the option to go all the way up to 64 gigs of RAM for my dedicated video. A lot of people have said that they won't let them go past the 2 gigs. Let's see, Chris McGraw. My Ryzen 5 3600 overclocking video was nice. I watched a bit, but I'm sure you would like my X57 Tomahawk. They're a lot of fun to overclock. IGPUs are limited to 2 gigs of VRAM and the Ryzen lineup. You know, it's kind of funny you mention that. I had the 2400G. I haven't done it in quite a couple of years. But I got 2400G on the Gigabyte B450. And I'll show you how to do that. If you go back and watch that video, you can actually watch it to where it goes up to like 64 gigs of RAM or something. A lot of people say that the limit is to 2 gigs of RAM on this, on the iGPU for this motherboard. And I do not understand this. Let's see if I can get it here. Let's see if I can find this spot in this video. Oh, well, go back. I didn't want that. There we go. Alright, Chris. And, I mean, I don't mean to argue with you, Chris. I really don't. Right here is a video on how to dedicate more RAM to the Ryzen integrated graphics. And there's a 2 gig, which is what I did mine to. The integrated graphics shouldn't go more than 2 gigs because you don't have the GPU performance to equal more than what the 2 gigs would do. But you actually look down at the bottom of this screenshot right here, and I can actually dedicate up to 16 gigs of VRAM for my GPU, for the iGPU. And a lot of people say they can't go past the 2 gigs. Well, mine is showing up to 16 gigs. VEGA 7, VEGA 8, VEGA 11, whatever the my GPU is pushing, you really don't need more than 2 gigs of VRAM to handle it. You know, so anything above 2 gigs, and maybe this is what Gigabyte has figured out, anything over 2 gigs is a waste of your system memory. Maybe that is why they cut back to 2 gigs. Of course, this was back in 2018 when I first got that processor. But it shows that I can go up to 16 gigs of memory for my iGPU, which, if I'm not mistaken, I really do not know. But I believe in that system, 16 gig is all that I had in that system. You know, so, and I'm not sure on what BIOS version I was running that video. But clearly by that screenshot right there, you can see that it will let me go up to 16 gigs of RAM. And I don't know why. My old 3870X socket FM1 could go up to 8 gigs. And it's a 12-year-old motherboard. Funny, Ryzen G series can't go as high. Yeah, the option exists, but going above 2 gigabytes is double-edged sword. The iGPUs can't handle more than what 2 gigs is. I don't see why you'd want to sacrifice your system RAM for iGPU RAM or the VRAM on your iGPU. By setting that, if you set it 2 gigs, 4 gigs, 8 gigs, 16 gigs, whatever the system may be, whatever you set that to, it will not use for your system RAM. So if you're only running 16 gigs and you're running 2 gigs of VRAM, that means it's cut back to 16 gigs of system memory. And I don't know why you kind of shoot yourself in the foot by allocating more than 2 gigs for your onboard graphics, when the onboard graphics ain't strong enough or powerful enough to use more than 2 gigs. I mean, at the best, the onboard graphics on any of the APUs right now, even the 5000 series, you're looking at maybe a 1030, maybe a little better than the 1030. But about the 1030 is the best GPU that would match them VEGA graphics. Why would you want to go more than 2 gigs on any of them graphics cards? It just don't make no sense to me. And a lot of people ask that question. And I think they asked that question because this screenshot right here shows that my BIOS says up to 16 gigs of RAM. And I really do not know. I really do not know how to answer that question. You know, but like I said, you know, the onboard graphics is equal to or around about, maybe a little better than what the 1030 graphics is. But you really don't need more than 2 gigs of VRAM for them graphics. And a 32 gig RAM configuration, okay, but 32 gigs for that. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I'm saying, you know, the graphics ain't powerful enough to use more than 2 gigs. I don't see why you want to dedicate more than 2 gigs. Personal opinion, you know, maybe I'm off my rocker, maybe I'm crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Even for the 4650G, You shouldn't want more than 2 gigs of RAM. More than 2 gigs cuts into what's available to the rest of your system, which is going to cause more of a slowdown. You know, I don't know exactly why it won't let you do more than 2 gigs, but 2 gigs is more than plenty for what your iGPU is pushing out. Okay, we have Zoom, I guess we pronounce that, 5 days ago. How to update the BIOS from the ASRock B450 Pro 4 motherboard. I have the Ryzen 3500X. What update should I be? Which update should I be on? The top one. You got 3000 series, which is Zen 2 processor. Go to the very top. You'll be alright. There ain't much sense in looking that one up. Chris McGraw, 4 gigabytes of AAA gaming is still okay, but I would recommend CL14 16 gig PIT, 3200 megahertz. APUs like what love high speed and fast RAM with nice timings. Yeah. I tell you the truth, Chris. You talking AAA gaming? I hope you ain't running an APU. If you're running Fortnite, you're running what's some of the lesser demanding titles. You know, if you're running like I said, Fortnite, you're running Apex Legends, we'll kind of test that. Depending on your title selection, but AAA titles, a lot of the AAA titles, you're looking at the major AAA titles. Borderlands 3, you're looking at Tomb Raider, you're looking at Cyberpunk 2077. 4 gigs ain't gonna cut it. It's more of an esports title. Well, you're right. Esports title, 4 gigs is plenty. But if you're looking for AAA titles, and you know, you can run your benchmarks all you want, and yes, they are playable with 4 gigs of RAM. But if you actually go into MSI Afterburner, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people focus on the minimum frame rates. A lot of people focus on the average frame rates. But you look at time framing, which I've just done this recently myself. But if you look at that the frame rate timing, that's going to tell you how much of a smooth experience you got. You ain't going to have textures popping in. You ain't going to have the lag, you know, between your keyboard and what your character is doing on screen. You know, if you're talking AAA gaming, I'd say the bare minimum is 8 gigs. If you want a decent experience, you want 16 gigs. And that's even with a 4-core processor. You know, your RAM does mean a lot to AMD Ryzen processors. As far as how much RAM you've got, how much speed you've got, you are 100% correct. They like faster RAM. They like the low cache latency RAM. But for AAA games, I would recommend nothing less than 8 gigs. Preferably 16 gigs if you can stretch out your budget. Even a lot of the AAA titles at 8 gigs of RAM will struggle. Your frame rates will be alright, but once you actually get into them and you actually start playing them, you will notice stutters, you will notice jitters. You know, you'll push, you know, say D on your keyboard, and it's very slight, but you will notice that there's a hesitation on your guy moving to the right because you hit the D button. And when you're talking, first person shooters, them few seconds may mean the difference between life and death in the game. So yeah, I would definitely recommend at least AAA titles, at least 8 gigs of RAM, if not 16. Just to get rid of that hesitation. Those iGPUs are built for light gaming at 720p, low to medium. It is not replacement for the newest GPUs, but for casual gaming a bit, it is sacrifice. Exactly. My GPUs are built for Fortnite. They are built for the e-title sports, not exactly AAA titles. You are 100% right on that. More of a stat GPU measured than a still going on. Exactly. They may be used as a stopgap. They are, and they've been out for a while. All the way back to the Ryzen Plus architecture. They are kind of a stopgap. They are what they are. You want to get into gaming for $300, $350, $400. You can get you an APU, get you a 2200G, you can get you a 3200G, and you can get into some light gaming, 720p, low settings, maybe mid settings on your, esport titles, Dota, CSGO, Fortnite. You can probably get them up to 720p medium settings, 1080p maybe, pushing up maybe low settings. They were kind of a stopgap. But that is what it is, and 2 gigs of RAM is more than enough for that stopgap iGPU. I wish AMD could do something like Intel does. And Intel onboard graphics for their CPUs can actually be utilized for processing video. Which I don't know, it may be out. They may be able to do something like this for AMD onboard graphics. As far as I know, AMD can't do this yet. But Intel onboard graphics, even though there's only 630 graphics, which everybody knows is worthless as far as gaming goes. But they can be dedicated when you're doing video production or rendering out videos. Them iGPUs can be used for that purpose only, which is a big plus if you're working with video. Chris, I had a pre-built Bulldozer era APU with the FM1 A8 3870K. They have been around for almost over 10 years now. I built many systems with them 3870Ks. Many systems I built with them 3870Ks. And the funny thing is, I've never had one come back to me with a failure. Over 10 years, and I've never had one of them systems come back to me. I have always, if you go back and look at the channel at the very beginning, I am an AMD. Call me a fanboy, call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I'm a shield, I'm a fanboy, I'm a whatever you want to call me. Even, back in the fourth gen or the 4000, the 4750Ks or whatever Intel had out, I was still an AMD fanboy. Even though the Bulldozer sucked, there's no question about it. Hands down, the cycle, that you could get, or the performance you could get out of a Bulldozer compared to what Intel had at the time, was useless. You know, it was nothing close to what you could get with Intel. But if you break it down to the performance per dollar, AMD was still king. You look at all my systems I build on the channel, they are all performance based. They are all performance per dollar based compared to, you know, what's the best, what's this, what's that. It's all performance based, you know, and that's the way I've always built my systems. Even though since I first got out of high school, I started building computers. It's always been performance based. What's the best bang for the buck? And even with Bulldozer, as bad as Bulldozer was, and a lot of people argue with Bulldozer, there are 8-core 16-thread Bulldozers. You ask me, for the price, get that right, for the price, was better than what Intel had on the table at the time for the performance per dollar ratio. Maybe you disagree with that. I don't know, maybe I just lost a shitload of subscribers. But that's fine. That's the way I believe. My systems are always based on performance per dollar. With a cheap Radeon 6670 and Crossfire at the time with the iGPU, it was nice for a cheap family setup. Yeah, exactly. You know, AMD has always had, as far as I'm concerned, price for the dollar. They've always had the winning bid for what you could get out of your dollar per update. Even with Bulldozer. There's no question Bulldozer sucked. But for the price they were charging for them chips, for the performance that you could get out of them chips, if you were willing to go in and play with that overclock, you were willing to push them CPUs, you're willing to spend a little bit more money on the CPU cooler, you get a hell of a lot better performance out of the CPUs, even in the Bulldozer era, than what you could the Intel. And Intel right then and there was the top dog. They was the best of the best. But to me, I still went to the AMD guys. The Lenko architecture was nice for this, and quad cores best at the time. Exactly. For the price for the dollar, for the performance per dollar, you ask me, AMD's always had that title. The best of the best, Intel had that title. But that was the best of the best. And who could afford the processors for Intel at the time? And then you had to come up with the Intel tax, or, you know, the extra money for the motherboards, because it was an Intel motherboard. You know, I mean, for the price for the dollar, AMD, to me, has always been top dog. I'm sorry, you may disagree with that, whatever, you know, but that's the way I feel. Now, would I build with an A8 or an A10 today? There ain't no way in hell. You know, and you ask me, AMD now, with the release of Ryzen 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it's been, is really taking back the king. They are the top of the top, and they are the budget top. You know, for the performance that you get per dollar, they're still there. And they have actually taken over Intel. But still yet, you know, even though today, everything, computer components today, you're going to be paying more than what the company says you should be paying. But even with the performance you get now of AMD, and you're paying these inflated prices, to me, they're still the dollar value. They're still where the money lies. Maybe I'm wrong on that. but it is what it is. In my opinion, for what you're spending, either you're spending over what they're saying you should be spending on those CPUs, you're doing pretty good. GPU prices, that's a different story, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But, okay, rant's over with. I'm done. We're getting back to the comments and questions and concerns here. Let's say 3500X. Okay, we done answered that one. OMAP. I hope you're in here today watching me, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for the video. You're welcome, man. We're learning how to overclock the Ryzen 3600 and the Gigabyte B550M DS3H motherboard. I still use a PSU from that build, LOL. You talking about PSUs? Let's see if I can find the one that's actually in my system. I know it was an Amazon order. Hold on, bear with me. Orders, in the past 3 months, no. It was 2014 when I ordered this. Or maybe it was 15 when I ordered this. Let's try 2016. That was the case. There's all the other stuff that I ordered. Right there we go. The power supply that I run in my system today, I ordered back on March the 4th of 2016. It's an EVGA 650 GQ 80 plus gold certified modular power supply. Paid $85 for it. That was back in 2016. That was 5 years ago. And it still works great. And actually, if you actually click on it, I don't know if it still shows it or not. Right there it is, 5-year warranty. So it is still under, actually it is still under warranty today. When did I order that? Well, no, March the 4th, 2016, it is out of warranty. But it just, within the last 3 months, that power supply went out of warranty. You know, and that's one thing about your components. If you buy decent components when you buy them, you'll have that kind of stuff. You know, and power supply is one of the big ones that will give you warranties for long periods of time. The one from the old 3870X build back in 2012, OCZ, 850 watt gold, and it's still going, still good so far. OCZ can stop making PSUs long ago. Yep, exactly. Well, PSUs, unless you actually abuse them, you actually, and this is what a lot of people don't understand too. When it comes to a PSU, and you're looking at a graphics card, they say, okay, we recommend a 550 watt power PSU. And you've seen me do it on this channel. You've seen me put builds together that the graphics card says 500 or 550 watt PSU. I throw 450 watt PSU in them. Will they do the job? Yes. They will do the job. They will power that PSU for no problem. It will last 3 to 5 years. It will last as long as you're going to run that computer before upgrade. Is it recommendable? No, it really ain't. There is a reason why the GPU manufacturers have them recommended specs for the PSU. And can you run a lesser PSU? You should, but it's going to cost you more money over the life of the computer. And most likely, you're going to end up with a PSU failure before you should end up with one. Oh, don't be fooled. I've used it a lot, but I got a good one for the money. Well, yeah. I mean, if you get a good one, you get an 80 plus gold certified power PSU. It's in the name. You're golden. You know, it's, you know, like I said, that 650 watts that I've got, I wouldn't be afraid to hook up a 3080 to it, and I would run it. And I wouldn't think twice about it. Even though a 3080 says that you need X amount of PSU and this and that. I have spares. You know, I got stuff laying back there on the stand. I got stuff back there, you know, if I need to swap out PSU, I have the ports to do so. It don't scare me none. You know, it's just the way I am, because I do have extra ports. I do, you know, and a lot of them you see on the channel is EVGA, and there's a reason for that. You know, I don't deal a whole lot with Seasonic. I believe they're overrated. I believe they're overcost. You know, Corsair, they're pretty good. I like Corsair. I like EVGA. Them's the two main ones you will see on the channel. Most of them is semi-modular or modular power supplies, because a lot of them are interchangeable. You can unhook from the back of the PSU, slap a new PSU in, slap your cables in, and good to go. You don't have to rewire all your cabling and shit. We're talking EVGA and Corsair power supplies. Take that with a grain of salt. There is some exceptions to that rule, but most generally with Corsair and EVGA, them cables are interchangeable. So you know, so them 2 hours you spent cable managing your system, you don't have to redo them if your PSU goes out. That's why you see a lot of the same products that I use in my builds. That way, if I have to change out PSU, I pop off a couple cables, I slap a new one in, I slap in new cables, and it's good to go. I don't have to re-cable manage. I don't have to run all these new cables. I don't have, you know, it's just a time saver to me. Gigabyte PSUs or not, are to avoid. They tend to explode under 50% load. Gamer Nexus made a video about those. Yeah, Gigabyte hasn't been a whole lot of time in the PSU market. And you may notice that as well on the channel. I use a lot of Gigabyte motherboards. Gigabyte has been making motherboards for a long period of time. You'll see a lot of ASUS motherboards on the channel. You will see a lot of ASRock motherboards on the channel. These companies have been making motherboards for quite some time. They have refined how to make the proper product that I am using. When I started this channel 6 years ago, I did a repair shop and I built computers on the side for a living. I still kind of do that from time to time, but not as much right now because everybody got YouTube. Everybody looks up a video and, hey, I can do it better than you. Okay, have fun with that. But whenever a new company, even though Gigabyte's been around for years and years and years Gigabyte's been around. But within the last 2 years, they've started making PSUs. They need time within the PSU units to get their shit right. To get their game where it should be. You know, it's like buying a brand new vehicle. I don't drive a brand new vehicle. Even if I could afford, which I could, but I wanted to take on a $1,000 a month truck payment, I wouldn't go out and buy me a brand new vehicle. There's a reason behind this. Once it's a few years old, they got the kinks and the bullshit worked out of them, where you ain't gonna have as many breakdowns with them. And Gigabyte's the same way. They just started making PSUs. I will not recommend Gigabyte PSUs until they have a proven track record. You know, and compared to a vehicle, a PC should be close to the value of a vehicle, which, with nowadays, with the way GPUs is, it can be very close to the price of a new vehicle. But still yet, you know, a company that's been around for quite some time, just now getting into a new field or a new ish, or, you know, Gigabyte's is known for motherboards. They're known for, you know, different stuff, but they ain't known for PSUs. Now they're getting into the PSU market. They need time in the PSU market to be able to define what's working and what's not working. Unless they go through a company like Seasonic or somebody like that and third party them out with their name brand on them, it'd be hard for me to trust a Gigabyte PSU. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm built for reliability. My customers depend on reliability. You know, I'd be hard to say, okay, because Gigabyte sent me this $50 PSU, I'm going to throw it in your system and you're going to run for the next 20 years. That PSU may cost me thousands of dollars by the time it burns up everything in that system, along with that company's downtime, along with that company's lost data. You know, it cost me a lot of money because that PSU went out. You know, to me, the reliability of a company and the product tells the story. I'm sorry. You know, I'm pretty well custom. How should I say this? I look at the best bargains, but it still has to be a name brand that I trust within the field. You know, a lot of my, even EVGA, when they first started making power supplies, I wasn't keen on their power supplies until they had a proven track record for a few years to where they was a decent PSU maker. It's just the way I am. Now that they make the PSU, SSDs, RAM, etc., those I would not trust as much as I would author motherboards or GPU. Exactly. Chris, you came up with a good point there. They have points where they have proven to me over time that they can make a good motherboard. They can make a good, you know, whatever it may be. But they got proved to me over time that they can make it good. I ain't going to trust it. You know, even for the channel, which that'll be coming up here in a little bit. You know, if Gigabyte would offer to work with me on a collaboration for a PSU, I'd question it. Yeah, but Dave, they're sending you a $50 or $60 or $100 PSU. You could definitely accept that and build a video out. No, I couldn't. And there's a reason for it. You know, my integrity, who I am, is not for sale. Which we'll be talking about that here in a little bit. But, you know, I don't trust the project. You know, I don't trust the brand to make that particular product. So it would be hard for me to recommend it to you guys. You know, I I can show you emails where people want to work with me, want to collaborate with me, and I just hit the delete button on them because they don't fit what fits the channel. I don't believe in the product. You know, I look into the product. You know, it ain't good fit for the product. It ain't good fit for the audience. You know, and Gigabyte and the PSUs would be the same way. Now, if they'd offer me motherboards, okay, yeah, sure, because you've been making motherboards for the last 30, 40 years. Okay, yeah, you know, I trust your products as far as motherboards go. But the rest of your stuff, no. Keep them out of my studio. I don't want nothing to do with them. You know, it's just an integrity thing. And the way I look at these videos, you know, if I recommend something to you guys to use and it ended up blowing up your system, there ain't a whole lot I can do about it, but I would definitely feel bad about that. Just the way I am. They're good at marketing those. Let's see, next made a good video. They're good at marketing the product. I don't care how good the marketing yours. They're good at marketing those. Now they make PSUs, SSDs, RAM, etc. Those I would not trust as much as I would one of the motherboards or GPUs. Exactly. With the 3000 GPUs and AMD 6500 GPUs, I would get a reliable PSU with a proven history. Otherwise, that 1K GPU will go out like if the PSU dies, most likely. Now is the time to get picky about those components. Exactly, Chris. That's what I've been talking about. You know, they are new to the PSU market. You know, so for me to go out and, you know, sponsor one of the products and say that I like it or this or that, you know, they just came out with them, I believe last year. 2019. It's going to be quite a few years before you see me recommend a Gigabyte PSU. They're new to the market. They need to figure the shit out before I recommend them. You know, and the way I look at this channel, even though I'm a very small YouTuber, you know, you guys look at me for recommendations or what I would use in computer builds. That is why you see, say, G.SKILL RAM. If you look back at my last 20 plus videos where I build a computer, it's G.SKILL's RAM. Ripjaws 5 series at that. And why? Because I believe in the product. I know they work with the AMD Ryzen processors. If you've noticed, my last, I don't know how many videos on the channel, it's been AMD processors, AMD Ryzen processors. Because they're the best of the best. Right now they get the views on YouTube. You know, there's reasons why I recommend the ports that I recommend. My power supplies. I don't think I've ever used anything besides a Corsair or an EVGA power supply in the last 10 years of doing computers. My motherboards is usually Gigabyte, ASUS, or Asiahorse. You know, and you may ask, why not MSI motherboards? I've had a bad experience with MSI about 5 or 6 years ago. I had a bad experience with MSI motherboard. You know, and to me, I can't recommend for you guys to use something that I would not recommend to a customer. I would not recommend said product to Billy Bob that lives across the mountain here that wants a computer built. Okay, I won't recommend the product to you guys that I wouldn't recommend to him. You know, and that's the way I run the channel. That's the way I look at things. You know, there's certain companies and brands over the years that have established to be decent brands and I would trust. And there's other brands and whatnot that I would not trust. MSI, like I said, it's been 5 to 7 years since I've used the MSI motherboard. But what I've seen in social media about MSI, you know, going after some of these other YouTubers and this and that, and because they didn't like the review of the product and this, I have no interest in working with MSI after, you know, with MSI. Just due to the simple fact that I've had that bad experience, and they keep going after these smaller YouTubers, or, you know, I'm saying smaller YouTubers under 1 million subscribers. To me, that's a small YouTuber. Anything under 1 million subscribers is a small YouTuber. And MSI keeps going after these guys got 300,000 subscribers and bashing them. To me, that's bad business practice. You know, if that YouTuber didn't like the product, they should have the right to say that they didn't like that product. It's that simple. But MSI keeps going after them. I have no use for MSI products. I think in the life of this channel, I think you've seen maybe 2 MSI products, and that's because I bought them used off of eBay. If I wouldn't have bought them used off of eBay, I would have never used them in a video. It's just personal preference. It's just what it is. G.SKILL makes a great memory. I had 1866 DDR3 sniper, more 3000 megahertz kit. My son now has it also, G.SKILL. Yeah. To me, with the testing that I've done over the years with AMD Ryzen, G.SKILL's Ripjaws 5 just works. And even though we're up to, what, Zen 3, you know, AMD's still kind of finicky about the RAM process, you know, about the RAM. You know, it depends on the motherboard, depends on the CPU, depends on what the RAM kit can run. It depends on all these different variables. But G.SKILL, it just seems to work. You know, I've ran G.SKILL Ripjaws 5 and I don't know how many different systems. It just works. That's why I run in my own system, which is the only 32 gig kit I own. It works. I plugged it in, turned on XMP. I've been running it now for months on months, and I've had no problems with it. Why would I go anyplace else? You know? Yeah, like Hardware Unboxed was done by some companies like that because they wanted to control the content of the reviews. They even tried bribing them. Exactly. I wasn't going to mention names, but that's exactly what I was talking about. Let me flip you guys over here. A popular Australian channel. Yeah, exactly. Hardware Unboxed. Yeah, I know exactly who they are. It's like, I don't know if you guys have noticed on the channel in the past, I did the Ergo Max CPU cooler. I don't know if any of you actually watched it or not. If you're watching me live and you watched my videos on the Ergo Max CPU cooler, throw it over there in the comments. I want to see how many of you actually watched that video. Give me a second here and I'll tell you what dates it actually came out on. So the unboxing video came out on May the 5th of 2021. The install came out on June the 9th of 2021. Okay, and why do I bring this up? Well, Ergo has reached out to me. They want to do collaboration with me on a AIO that they offer, which I done ordered it. I can show you the Amazon order form if you want me to. We've been going back and forth quite often about this. They may, or they may not reimburse me for this thing. It is a 240 AIO, which is pretty well the same thing as the, what do I want to call it? The Pure Loop system. Let's flip you over here. Here's a look of it. Okay, it's the Ergo AT240, 240 millimeter black CPU liquid cooler AIO RGB water cooling system. Okay, blah blah blah. But if you notice, it looks a hell of a lot like the Pure Loop. It's got the same Antec head on it, which most coolers do. It looks like it has the pump in the tubes instead of on the CPU cooler. Okay, so basically this thing is a rebranded Pure Loop cooler. By the way I'm looking at it. Okay. I don't know a whole lot about the head. Don't know if you can change the colors and this and that. Okay. I ordered one. I don't know if you can see it during the stream here or not. Yeah, you can. It's $68 compared to the Pure Loop 240 millimeter cooler. It's about $100. So it saves you about $30. For 240 AIO. Okay, $30 savings. It may be tempting. Okay, it's only got 17 ratings on it. It's got 4.1 out of 5 stars. And you know what? Alright, here is some of the emails that's going back between us and them. And I don't care. It does not matter to me. One way or the other. Let me find it here. And they may get mad at me over me showing this today. I don't care. I could care less. But we've had five or six emails going back and forth about this collaboration. Okay. But that's all I done ordered the AIO for the video. It should be up by 8:25. You're looking at probably 1,000 or better visitors to your product. No other equipment is necessary. Okay, it's been a while since I answered them back because I was kind of on the fence about doing it. And like I said, they may get mad. I may lose a sponsor spot. But, you know, they ain't going to run my channel. You know, my thoughts, my opinions. You know, at $70 ain't worth what you guys think about me. That ain't the way I roll. Chris McGraw, I want to give a try to the Vito V5 air cooler. It has some nice reviews lately. What's your current setup? Chris, if I'm not mistaken, let me look real quick here. But I believe If you want to know my current setup, bud, look in the description below. It will give you all the details of my current setup. I keep that current. It is in every one of my live streams. So yeah, it will be in the description below. That will give you my my current setup. If you want me to read down through it, let's go to business. We'll go to analytics. We'll come to content. We will go to live stream. We will edit the live stream. Ports list. Right now, I am running the AMD R9 3950X. I have the ASUS Prime X470 Pro motherboard. I have Corsair RM series RM 650 650 watt PSU. I am running Intel 660p to M.2 to 2280 1TB NVMe hard drive. I am running a WL 3TB 7200 RPM cache drive. That's mainly for my video files and whatnot. Everything actually runs off my 660p. RAM, I have 32 gigs of Ripjaws 5 series. GPU is a 2070 Super Black Gaming. The case is a Corsair 4000D Airflow. Fans, I do have Fractal Design Prisma AL120 fans in my case. AIO, I have Fractal Design Celsius Plus S28 Prisma, which that's why I picked the fans, because they do match what comes along with the cooling. Capture cord, I got the Elgato 460X Pro MK.2, which allows my Lumix G85 to be my webcam for these broadcasts or my live show. I did have to get a converter box. At the time, it was a Deepcool RGB converter box, because I don't have ARGB on my motherboard. It has RGB headers that had to convert over to ARGB, which I believe that is actually something different now. But it is some kind of converter box from RGB to ARGB. The cable kit, I do have white sleeve cables, and they are Asiahorse. So yeah, that's pretty well my system. That's pretty well my setup for what I've got. If you want more details on my setup, there's actually a video up on the channel about that as well. Chris McGraw, Hyper 212 Evo with 2-fan configuration. I Black Edition Evo 212. I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't think you can see it. Maybe right there in the very top corner up on the shelf there's a 212. Which it's an old 212. It ain't the Black Edition. But I tell you what, for the money, that's a pretty damn good cooler. I've used it in lots and lots of builds over the years. I don't own the Black Edition. I do have a Hyper T4, which is pretty well the same thing. It's got a little bit smaller fan through it and whatnot. Alright, to get me back on topic, well, get me back on topic that wasn't on topic. Ergo, they want to send me, or they want to reimburse me for buying this AIO. This 240 milligram, 240 millimeter, same thing as a pre-loop. I don't care if they get mad at me. I don't care if they decide not to sponsor me or reimburse me for the price of this. Because I'm telling you about it on the live stream. It does not matter to me. It's $767.99. $30 savings, $40 cheaper than the free loop, and then the poor loop. You know, I went ahead and ordered it. It's on its way. I'm going to compare it to the poor loop or pre-loop or whatever how you call that thing. I don't even know what the hell you do call it. What is it called? Pure loop 240 millimeter. That's what I mean right there. Be quiet. Pure loop 240 millimeter all in one cooling system for $95. Boy, that looks a hell of a lot less than one that's ordered. But then we're going to be the two that's going to be compared. Exactly what's on the test bench, which is the Gigabyte B550 motherboard with the Ryzen 5 3600. It has this cooler right here installed on it. Which I don't know. Like I said, don't know, don't care if they're going to reimburse me for it or not. But this is going to be the one I'm comparing about. You know, it's $30 less, 240 ARGB cooler. Right off the bat, they don't add no extra coolant, which the Pure Loop does. Is there going to be a big difference? That all depends. You have to wait for the video to find out. Can you change the ARGB on the head of it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and find out. But that will be up to my review of it when I get it in. And like I said, it's $70. Okay, it'd be nice if they reimburse me and we could collab on it. And I will tell you all if we do collab on it. But, you know, I've had several companies want to collab on me. You know, I had a company contact me about wanting me to do a computer office chair. Of course, it was a gaming chair. Now I answered back and I said, sure, you know. I just got the AK Racing gaming chair, EX series, you know, just did a video on them. Did pretty good with it. You know, you expect this many views, yeah, nah. But you're more on the budget line, which is what watches my channel. They never did answer me back. So apparently, because I done owned one from a different company, they wasn't interested in working with me. Which that's fine too. You know, I'm not going to lay down. I'm not going to let a company tell me that I can't tell you what I actually think of the product because they sponsor the video. It ain't going to happen on the channel, guys. Sorry. And you know what? Maybe I'll never make it as a big time YouTube because I won't lay down. I won't back down from these big companies. But, you know, you guys look at me for reviews and overviews and this and that. You guys, you know, you guys deserve my true, honest opinion. It ain't the fact that, hey, Ergo sent me a $67 air cooler or AIO. I should lie for them. Nah, that don't cut it on my channel. You guys deserve only the truth on this channel. But anyways, let's get back to these questions, comments, and concerns. Let's see, I think we done answered this. So, I have the Ryzen 5 3500X. What should I be on? Now we're on updating the BIOS on the ASRock V450 Pro 4. 3500, you should be on the very top of them. No question about it. Should be on the very top of them. Chris McGraw, journalism intelligence is important even for a reviewer that is independent. The big ones always want to crush the little ones on their way. You know, I spent $70 a day on that AIO. I spent the money on it. I don't know if they're going to pay me back for it or not. And truthfully, I really don't care if they're going to pay me back or not. You know, they brought my attention to it. But there we go. Arriving Monday is the Ergo AT240 200mm. It cost me a total of $72.07. And frankly, I could care less if they pay me back for it or not. I know what I'm going to do for the video content, which is going to go against the Pure Loop 240mm. Is what it's going to do, because it's comparable to it. Like I showed you, you know, in the photos, it looks like the pump is in the tubes. And I told them, you know, you get a couple thousand views, a couple of extra thousand eyes on your product through Amazon. You know, possibly orders coming through Amazon for your product, you know. I mean, I'm a smaller YouTuber, I can't promise a whole lot. And I try to keep modest about it. I went ahead and ordered it before I even entered that email. Because I want you guys to have my honest opinion of the product. There's no money to exchange place. And that's why I'm letting you guys know about this ahead of time. There's no money to exchange place. The product is on its way. I will be doing an unboxing overview and temperature test of it. It will be going against the Pure Loop 240mm AIO that's already on the 3600 within the Gigabyte B550M motherboard. If they like it, if they don't like it, if they like my results, if they don't like my results, it does not matter to me. You will get what my fair, honest opinion is of the product. Don't matter. Could care less. If Ergo reimburse me for the price, okay. If not, okay. It don't matter. My views are what matters to me. I'm sorry. I am a dickhole, just like Jay's 2 cents is. Pun intended. But my integrity ain't for sale for you guys. So, someone make sure you tweet Jay about that and let him know that I mentioned him in this video, on this live stream. You know, it just don't matter to me. My integrity ain't for sale. Let's see, here else do we got here. We got OMAP. Thank God for OMAP. If you're here today, buddy, thank you for joining me. Looks like I still have a few connected viewers, and you are more than welcome for that video. That was on how to overclock the Ryzen 5 3600 on the Gigabyte B550M DS3 motherboard. He's been asking for that thing for probably a month. And he finally got his answer on how to overclock on that motherboard. You sound like Kerry Holzman. I like that guy for that too. Yeah, Kerry Holzman is another inspiration why I started a YouTube channel actually. A lot of his videos, his live streams go awful long for my opinion. But Kerry Holzman is a good guy. He is good at what he does. But yeah, I like Kerry Holzman's agenda. You know, he does a lot of good work over there on his channel. Who else do we got? we have, he's a businessman and he is clear about that. Yeah, he runs his YouTube. Wow, I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth on this one. His YouTube started out being a side gig on top of him owning his own repair business, working for these companies. Which he still does, don't get me wrong. He comes with a different aspect to the PC industry on how to build PCs. He really don't go into the overclocking. He really don't go into the enthusiast, I guess the way you pronounce it, side of things. He's more business-like. He is more focused on what works and what don't work, regardless of the name brand. You know, his clients depend on his PC to work, regardless. You know, he don't get paid for overclocking. He don't get paid for all this ARGB shit. You know, he comes from a business background on this. I really appreciate what he teaches. I really do. I wish I could do more of it. But I tell you the truth, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel here. And if you ain't into ARGB, RGB, you ain't into overclocking, you ain't into this, you ain't into... Your channel ain't going no place on YouTube. It's just, you know, you gotta almost abide to what is being searched for on YouTube if you want to make it on YouTube. You're right, Chris. He's a businessman. You know, and business is a totally different subject. And I'd like to be able to be more like Kerry Holzman. I tell you the truth. You know, about the dependability of systems, how long they last, how to upgrade them to make them last. But if you want to do the YouTube thing, you have to bend to what people want to see, and people don't want to see that. People want to see RGB, people want to see ARGB, people want to see overclocking, you know, and that's kind of why I put the channel the way I have. Try to grow the channel, try to get more viewers, try to get more subscribers, because I am still a very, very small YouTuber. Within the 7 years of doing this, I should be way past what I should be. And most of it's because of me. I am not your hip, up-to-date kind of guy. I am a laid-back country boy from the state of West Virginia, which a lot of people don't even know is a state. You know, and a lot of people don't take to me. Even though I'm a good guy, I try to teach you what's right. I try to stop you from doing what's wrong with the computers. You know, my channel is based within noobs, or somebody that's new to computers. You know, it's based into the first timer. You know, and somebody clicks in a video and says overclocking. You know, they look at this video. It is from some of these bigger YouTubers. They're going to say, what the hell is all this? You know? I try to focus my videos where it rounds it back or downgrades it to where anybody can understand my videos. You know, they were based for the new timers or the... you know, I mean, I get more into the more technical stuff if I'd want to. But I want my channel based around the noobs. Someone just getting into computers. Maybe someone that hasn't built a computer in 20 years and is now wanting to build another computer. You know, something like that. That's where I want my channel to be. And with what Kerry Holzman does, I appreciate what he does, but he does it more on a business aspect, which is kind of hard for a lot of people to follow. Which, if you've seen a lot of my build videos, they're kind of based off of his videos. They are based for longevity. They are based to last the performance levels needed to get you through the next couple of years before needing to upgrade that GPU. But even though at that point you upgrade that GPU, your CPU, your RAM, your SSD, everything else in the system is going to maintain just by that one simple upgrade. And a lot of people don't understand that, but try to cut the videos down to a certain length. It's kind of hard to explain all this. You stick to your guns when the time comes, and that's good for a review on YouTube. Should you play Borderlands 3? Yes, I will be playing Borderlands 3. I'm trying to get through these questions, comments, and concerns here for the past week. But I will be playing Borderlands 3. If I have to, I will walk out to the refrigerator and I will get me some more Budweiser and we will be playing. And that's what he needs. You're right, Chris. That's what he needs to run a sustainable business. You look at my builds, that's kind of what my build is. With an upgrade to a GPU or this or that. But it's still a pretty stable system. Budweiser, good idea. It's always a good idea when you're talking Budweiser. Let's get through these comments, questions, and concerns. We'll get into Borderlands 3 here. OMAP, thanks for the video. I was on overclocking the Ryzen 5 3600 on the Gigabyte B550M CS3H motherboard. I think I done answered that one, but you are more than welcome. He's been pushing me for a while for that one. Shh, that's kind of why there wasn't a video the week before last. We have Taylor Allen. One day ago, how to overclock the Ryzen 5 3600 and the B550. Been just getting into PC. What's the purpose of overclocking? Wow, that's probably gonna be a video on its own. Basically, why you would want to overclock anything if it's your RAM. Most generally, the components of your system that can be overclocked is your RAM, your CPU, and your GPU. Most generally, unless you want to get into farther than what the channel covers, then we're going to be the most three components that's going to be overclocked. To overclock any of them three, especially if you're talking AMD Ryzen processors, you overclock your RAM for better performance. You overclock the CPU for better performance. You overclock the GPU for a higher frame rate within your games. Your RAM overclocking, it could consist of better better fraps in your games. It could have basically overclocking of your RAM. I'm trying to figure out how to say this in the most common way. We have RAM overclocking, which supports AMD Ryzen processors, which makes your CPU run more efficient, which in return could help your frame rates in gaming, could help your multitasking performance as far as downloads, uploads, and all that fun happy stuff. CPU overclocking, also if you're into video editing photo 3D work. It could help with the render times of that. It could actually help with the FPS of your GPU of your games, depending on what GPU you are running. Overclocking of the GPU, plain and simple. It helps you get better frame rates within the purpose. It helps you get better frame rates within the games that you play. Your GPU is the most simple one. It's for the frame rates and the frame timing. Your CPU and RAM work together. They work more closely together than your CPU and GPU or your RAM and GPU do. They work more closely together to get you better frame rates, to do better with your multitasking purposes, to do better with your photo editing, to do better with your video editing. I mean, you would need to actually I would say it is definitely a whole video dedicated to overclocking and what the benefits of overclocking is. But with the Ryzen series processors, it's kind of hard to answer that. Which is the subject for the video. Hee. How you like that, guys? We have Bixby FF one day ago. How to dedicate more RAM to your Ryzen integrated graphics on the Gigabyte B450M DS3H. XMP is not showing in my BIOS settings. Please help. Well, if XMP ain't showing up, about the only thing I got to say you. Is you don't have overclockable RAM. Either that or it ain't recognizing it's overclockable RAM. Try to pull your RAM out, try to reseat it. See what happens there. If you have overclockable RAM and it ain't showing up, reseating it sometimes will get it seated about right to where you can overclock it. Overclocking is a way to maximize your system's performance, CPU, GPU, and memory wise. Faster clocks on those give more frames per second in games and run apps a bit faster. Same for memory. You're exactly right, Chris. So I mumbled around for 15 minutes to explain what you just said in that sentence. Thank you. But you know, trying to think of that off the top of your head is kind of hard to do when you don't have a few seconds to think about it. Yeah, but Bixby FF don't sound like it is overclockable RAM. To tell you the truth of it, I don't know what else to say about that. XMP option is not showing in my BIOS. Try to manually overclock it. It would be about the best way I could say. Let's see here. We have Fatality Delibo 22 hours ago. How to update the BIOS on the Gigabyte B550. Your information and consequences at the same time. You are happy with the board overall, or did you notice anything silly about it? I'm thinking about getting one because my old B350M does not have a PCIe 4.0x16 for the GPU. According to reviews from Igor's lab, it should boost the performance of the RX 6600 XT in most games. Keep up the good work, sir. I will keep up the good work. And good luck on getting that 6600 XT, which will be coming up here shortly. Stay tuned. Oh, what's Chris talking about over here? The frame is JEDEC speed only. SMP for Intel or drop for the AMD may be grayed out. Exactly right, buddy. That's what it means. They ain't overclockable. Some motherboards may have to go into advanced settings in BIOS for it to show up. He's looking at the B550MDS3H motherboard. It's been a while since I've did that one, but I believe you shouldn't have to go into advanced, but may have to. Don't quote me on that one. Let's see here. We have owner George J.R. Torsko. He is very proud of his name. Owner, what's your question, buddy? How to overclock your RAM on the Gigabyte B450 MDS3H motherboard? Good day. I am B450 TS3. There is no XMP option. Me, I know on what BIOS version you are running. I am running F61. Thank you. When I did that video, I was running one of the very first bottom tier BIOSes on that motherboard when I did that one. I believe I did that one before I did the BIOS update. If so, let's see how we play this one and see what version that was on, because I'm pretty sure there is a picture on here showing you the BIOS version. Hey, J Free, do you ever yet on your haters? You know what, bud? My haters, I got one word for my haters. If you haven't seen my backstory, there's a video on my channel where I came from. Which has kind of made me write for YouTube. But my haters, they can hate on me as much as they want, and they can bring it on. With the mental pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain, everything else I've been through in my life, what these people have to say on this internet. And if I don't like what they gotta say, they can kiss my ass. Plain and simple. You know, a lot of people that does YouTube, you know, they take this stuff serious, which I take my channel serious. I'm up to 1,516 subscribers, which is very low for as long as I've been doing this. I've been crippled my whole life. I've been fighting the odds since day one in my life. I became a fighter, which I was never meant to be. I have fought all the way through junior high, through high school, so on and so forth. My haters, they can hate all they want. It ain't gonna tear me down. I am who I am. I am the way that I am. My haters can kiss my ass. Plain and simple, straight to the point. I'm not beating around the bush. But they can kiss my ass. Do you ever hate on your haters? My haters don't care to me, buddy. My haters make me stronger. Because it keeps pushing me forward. Because of the subscribers and the support I get from my community. Makes me want to continue to push no matter how much hate I get. I get a hell of a lot less hate than what I get support. And it makes me keep pushing forward. That's all it is. Talk about it good or badly, but talk about it, my mom used to say. I have over 50 blocked Sky High 3060 on scope any Call of Duty before. No. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't have time to play games. I don't play Call of Duty. If I do play Call of Duty, it's for a benchmark for the video. But other than that, I don't play Call of Duty. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm scanning through this video here, trying to see if I can see what buyer version I was on, which I do not really know. Looks like I was drunk. Hell, maybe I was high at the time. Who knows? Was I smoking a little wacky tobacco? Alright, let's see here. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. Looks like my CPU, my memory, my voltage. Does it or does it not show my version of BIOS? It probably does not. Okay, there's my CPU, my memory, yeah. Get on with it, David. What's wrong with you? Does that screen show it? Of course it don't show it. I believe the BIOS on that one was like F2 or something. I really do not know right off the top of my bat. Right off the top of my head, but I believe it was like F2 or something. It was one of the newer BIOS versions on there. And like I said, no XMP profile options. You go in and check some of your more detailed things, but more than likely, because you remain overclockable. Held for review, not for review, nothing for mentions, not published, nada. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. Thank you for letting me have that break. It was very much needed. The Budweiser was definitely knocking at the front door, if you know what I mean. Let's if there's anything else in the comments, which I doubt it. Alright. So the Orange Junior Techway was the last one that commented. Okay. We ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. If you've been around the channel, you kind of know my feelings on this already. I hate to even bring this up. AMD Ryzen 60 RX 6800 XT review. What a fucking joke. I'm not even going to try to cover it up. The ultimate 1080p gaming experience. That's what AMD is calling this $379 graphics card. I ain't even going through the specs of this thing. I'm not going through any game benchmarks of this thing. I'm not entertaining the idea of this. And there's a reason for this. You go to Newegg, you type in, you can see right up here to the very top. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. I typed in 6000 XT. And imagine that. Everything is out of stock. And they're wanting a combo with the motherboard. Everything's out of stock. Amazon 6000 XT. Power Collar Red Devil 6700. $850. Hellhound 6700 XT. $829. Amazon don't even have these things listed on the site as being able to be sold. So what did I do? Well, being a computer, to be a computer guru like I am. Have a good one, brother. Catch you another time. Well, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with me today while you did your cleaning. Hope you got something cleaned. I did go down through my questions and comments, so I did get that cleaned out today, right? Yeah, that's a good trade-off. The Sapphire Pro 6600 XT is one of the best of these in all reviews I've seen. Not that it's worth the price, though. Yeah, the 6600 XT, it's another one that's overpriced. They promised it $379. You ain't finding it, you ain't getting to it. Man, there's like 3060, 3060 Ti, the 3070. You ain't getting to it, guys. Oh, I did a real good job. Well, that's good, they tech so. I'm glad you got some cleaning done, buddy. I got some cleaning done here on the YouTube channel, actually. The Sapphire Pulse. The Sapphire Pulse does, the Sapphire does make a pretty good video card. It's a $320 card at best. If you're lucky, it's worth $320. You ain't gonna get this bad boy for $320. And it's because of this that brings me down on the tech industry. And maybe even less at that. Yeah, you're right. You know, AMD is releasing this thing at, what was it, $349 here someplace? $379. Hello, 2014 wants the fucking cards back. Really? 1080p gaming for $379? I don't know. It's 1080p gaming $379. What is this, 2012? Of course, everybody knows the GPU market's upside down. Newegg don't have one in stock. AMD, or Amazon don't even show one. They don't even have a listing for 6600 XT. They got 6700 XTs. But of course, Amazon, they sell a little bit of everything, so that's a little bit understandable, I guess. They're just milking the cow. That's what they did. Yeah, they're milking it all right. I was raised on a farm. Most cows got 8 to 10 boobies on it. So they probably got 8 to 10 heath, and they're milking the hell out of them. Which is BS. Newegg ran out of theirs on launch day. Everybody runs out of them on launch day. It don't matter. I put it into Google. Right here we are. Google 6800 XT. What have we got? MSI Radeon 6600 XT. $98,505. Yeah. We have an EVGA Direct inside the gaming PC. $1,639. We have a CLX set AMD Advanced Gaming with the Ryzen 7 3.8 GHz. Who knows? XFX 6800 for $1,700. Well, there you go. Maybe you can actually get one through CLX Gaming if you're lucky. And business is usually in 2021, I guess. Yeah. Which I kind of mentioned that in this coming video coming up this year, this week. And apparently, because they can put gaming in the title, they think all gamers are multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. You know, hey, you're a gamer. You can afford to pay 90 times more than what it's valued at. All right, shut up, David. That's enough of a rant. You only have 2 people watching you. You don't want to turn everybody else the hell away from you. But anyways, the 6600 XT, the launch, is a joke. Alright, that's about all I got to say about that. I don't have anything else to say. It's a joke, just like the rest of the GPU launches has been this week. Or this year. Or last year. It don't matter. It is what it is. Let's see here. Let's flip you guys over here. Paper launches are business as usual nowadays. Yeah. Pretty much, man. You know, paper launches, you know, yeah, hey, it's available. You may be able to get one here in 6 months, 8 months at 4 times the MSRP, what we say they should sell for. But, you know, you should be happy about it. You ought to be you ought to be happy as can be about being able to get it. We did actually go up once since I started the stream. We went up to 1,517 subscribers, which is up by 12 for the past week. Yesterday alone, we have 4. Welcome to the community. I'm glad y'all decided to join the community. This ain't very good odds. I got 12 people that's new subscribers or new community members, but I've only got 2 watching the live stream. What's wrong? Nobody wants to come hang out with Uncle Dave. What the hell is wrong with y'all? That cord was $5.99 in Canada, up to $800. Yeah, they're just like any other GPU. You know, Intel or AMD is just kind of pushing the buttons and seeing what, you know, saying, hey, this is what it should cost. Actually, the day that cord launched, it's supposed to be at $379. It was about $500 before the day's end, and they were supposed to launch at $379. You know, I mean, it's just, yeah. And a lot of people wonder why I don't do regular content like most YouTubers do here on the channel, and that's why. 3060s is 1,060. Oh yeah, 3060. If I'm not mistaken, that should be that should be a lot less. The 3060 should be. Here, let me turn you around here. 3060 going for $1,060 at the cheapest. That should be $329 graphics card. That should be the same price of the 6600 XT. What the hell is wrong with people? But alright, enough of that. Enough of the belly aching. Enough of the BS. Enough of the boo-hoo fucking hoo-hoo. I want to thank y'all for the support. The ones that watch the videos. I want to welcome in the new subscribers into the community. I hope you found some information within my videos, or some kind of information, something that's a little bit helpful to you. I know this live stream's been a little bit off the cuff, which I kind of try to keep them off the cuff every week. And you know, I just want to thank y'all for the support. I want to thank y'all that hits that subscribe button, that notification bell. You know, y'all that like the videos, the ones that comment, you know, the comments kind of makes this live stream happen. Which he hasn't been in yet tonight. He may show up, but you know, MT Coiner, he's pretty good about giving me a direct contribution to the channel. I really appreciate that when it happens. I don't expect it. I don't want it. Well, I can't say I don't want it, but it does mean a lot when he does do it. I ain't gonna lie about it. You know, what he gives on a Saturday live stream, usually more than enough to make up for a week's of ad revenue. But I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank you all for the community. Welcome in. I hope you found something interesting or something that kind of tickles your pickle. You know what I mean. But anyways, we're going to pretty well wrap up for the Q&A for this day. Looks like there's still 3 connected viewers with 6 likes. So 2 gold stars or 2 thumbs up to you fellows that's still left hanging out with me today. There's a 2 thumbs up. You got 'em now, boys. And we're going to launch some Borderlands 3 here. The character that I'm playing on was just about maxed out, or he was maxed out at one time until they updated the game. Now he ain't no longer maxed out. And unfortunately, guys, it's getting pretty warm here in my room. So let me know if it gets unbearable, but I am going to be turning on the window AC here. Because it is very hot in here. Without the AC, I wouldn't make it much longer. Just up front, honest with you, you know. If you're new to the channel, that's the way I am. Let's see here. Can you see that? It still ain't recognizing it. Why not? No, that ain't what I want. What the hell's going on here? Why ain't it recognizing what I want it to recognize? What the hell is going on here? Now it recognizes, blame it on the water cooling if the room gets hotter. Exactly, it's the water cooling. Because that CPU and GPU is throwing so much heat back in my room. That's exactly what's causing it. There you go, level 69. Can y'all see him? Let me know if y'all can see him. He is my flak. He is my higher level. Like I said, 65 was the limit. I had him up to high level. And now, I don't know what the hell is going on here. I can't even get the hell out of the window. There we go. Let's add video capture device. Lumix. Let's add the Lumix. Lumix. Gotta have the Lumix in there. Oh, what? I don't want a full screen. Y'all don't want to look at my pretty mug while I try to kill people. That looks alright, don't it? You guys want that a little bit bigger? Just a wee little bit. You want to look at my pretty mug, right? I like the Mad Max like graphics for this. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool little game. I've been enjoying it for quite some time. I think that'd be alright for the Lumix. What do y'all think? That'd be alright? Can we get into some gameplay now? Set control, escape. We need to unpause this. Alright, y'all, just let me know if the volume of the game takes over my voice. That way we can, that way we can make adjustments as necessary. That way you can hear my pretty voice. And the AC unit over there in the window as well. Ready to go. You know what, guys? There's one thing I forgot to talk about. Can't get into the gameplay just quite yet. That was just a teaser. That was just a teaser. Last week's video was how to overclock the Ryzen 5 3600 on the Gigabyte B550 motherboard. It's actually going pretty good. 57 views, normally 10 to 30. Pretty good, right? Hopefully this next one does even better, which I doubt it. But we have the Habit KB389L unboxing and overview. It is a budget keyboard and mouse combo that will fit just about any gaming situation. It is considered a gaming. You have blue switches. Oh, shut up, David. You have to watch the video come Wednesday when it comes out. But that will be what's coming up this week on the channel. What's coming up next week? Hell, who knows? We will get something together, even if it is wrong. Now, let's get back to Borderlands 3 if I can figure out how to do this. For some reason, they ain't wanting to listen no more. There we go, resume!
Hear me, bros and bronettes! This is our moment! We're gonna ride to the Calypso's gates and show those posers what happens when you mess with the Crimson Raiders!
Oh yeah, we're big and bad now.
Into the breach!
Too bad I'm the big and bad part of it, okay?
Ride, my Crimson Army! Ride toward victory!
I'm not very big or very bad, but you know what? They think I am, so I want to play with it, right? 2 people still watching me. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for hanging out with me here on playing Borderlands 3. Appreciate it.
You're attacking us? Are you serious? These turrets.
Well, yeah.
Craps. I was wondering where those.
Ouch!
Traitors!
They done killed me.
We cannot reach the Calypso stronghold while those turrets are active. I'll be able to shut them down with phase shift. For a task that large, I will need my Iridium amplifier. It is in my secret lab, hidden beneath an old dull mine nearby. Vaughn will show you the way.
Oh yeah, I bet he will show me the way, won't he? Bet he'll get me all confused and killing people and trying to figure out what I'm doing and yeah, I bet you he will show me the way. The only thing Vaughn cares about is the way he looks. Hey Vaughn, come here, get away from your statue.
Well, that went real bad, but as long as you survived, we still got hope, bro. So, anyway, and this is a little weird. A ghost in my head told me you'd need help getting into the old doll mine. I'm into it. One sec. Cardio live! So,
yeah?
how's my ass look from back there?
That looks like an ass. Get the fuck out of my way. Tell me where the hell I gotta go. Get my goddamn quest over. Come on now.
The mine's that way.
Alright, good. Get going. Good, get going. Open that bad boy up. Let's go.
There you go. Happy hunting.
Come on, Vaughn. Let's go. Now, Vaughn, that Vaughn character, he's something. He definitely likes wasting your time.
When first manifested, I knew I would need a covert area where I could experiment with them.
Alright, let's look through the equipment.
In the open would draw unwanted.
Oh, shut up. 729. Ooh, nope. Not strong enough. Nope, not strong enough. Nope, not strong enough. Nope, not strong enough. 641, I doubt it. Nope.
And
you know what?
this abandoned doll mining operation provided a perfect cover.
We're gonna sell all this shit.
Don't say me again.
Alright, let's go.
The route is blocked, Tanis.
You won't get in that way. I hope you don't mind hoofing it, as they say. Do you think that hooks? Honestly, most people are just a senseless collection of shapes and colors to me. When their powers first manifested, cities were coursing through my entire body. Washing machine for balance, and it instantly exploded. I was still finding loose socks weeks later. I realized I had no control over these new abilities, and I needed to find something.
Rocket launcher, yes.
Still was my foundation.
Oh yeah, there we go. We rocket launched his little ass, didn't we? Oh, someone beating up on me. Someone beating up on me. Oh, mister, how did I miss her? Didn't miss her that time. Who else shooting me? Somebody else up here shooting me. There we go. Oh. Missed him. Whoops, missed him. Reload! 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 What's wrong with you? Come on! Kill him! Oh yeah! We just slide on over here and we will light her up with some hope. Yeah, that didn't work too well, did it? Now I reckon we will jump up here. Yeah, just because you're Tyrese, little bitch, don't mean you're gonna get any place.
Get over here, heretic!
Yeah, get over here. Oh! Run! Someone said something in the chat. I seen it, but I can't reply to you right now, Chris. Sorry.
That's my tank!
I don't know if it's just streaming lag, but you seem to be lagging in a bit in the game. It must be streaming lag, bud. I don't have much lag in the gameplay itself. I don't know what my gameplay's even set at, to tell you the truth. Which I know I'm streaming at 1080p, but I'm playing on 4K monitors. Let's see what my settings actually are set at. Controls, gameplay, network, visuals. Screen 1, full screen, 16 by 9. I am playing at 4K, so that may be a little bit of a lag, I guess. Seems to be frame skipping. I'll tell you what, we'll take care of that in a real rush here. We will go down to 1920 1080p. How about that? Going from 4K to 1080p, we should have no problems. And I know I'm streaming at 1080p because my internet connection's awful slow. Oh, let's pick the right gun here. Ow, who's that big boy? Who's that big boy? We gotta get that big boy down. Ouch! Ouch! Way better. Well, thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Been a while since I've streamed this game. Ouch! I'm dead. Ouch! I'm dead. Ouch! Run back! Run back! Run back! Run back! I'm a pussy. Run back! Ouch, somebody's hitting me. Ouch, somebody's hitting me. Someone's hitting me. Someone's hitting me.
Pathetic end for a
Ow.
creature.
Yeah, forget you, you pathetic creature. Kill somebody, damn it. Who the hell's shooting me? I can't see nobody.
Look here.
Oh, look there. Hell was looking there. Kill somebody. Pretty gun, pretty pink gun. Gotta get the pretty pink gun. Green guns. Okay, what's collector? Collector green gun. Woohoo! They're shooting at me. Send some of them out anyway. Yeah! We'll teach them to mess with me. Can't mess with Flack. Can't mess with Flack and get away with that. Nuh-uh. Flack will show you what for. Way better. Okay, but as long as 10 AP's looking good, I'm looking good. Where'd that come from? I don't know. It don't matter. Ow, chew that. That don't look very good. Reload that bad boy.
Weak. One kill.
Yeah, boy. Ouch. Big fight, I'm losing. Ouch, big fight, I'm losing. I'm losing. Ah. I think it reminds me of the Bioshock game with Halo guns. I don't have a large experience with Halo. And Bioshock I never played. It does have a diversified armory, I tell you that. Ouch! Come here, pet. Heal me. I couldn't even get a hand grenade off before they killed me again. This is just a shame. Let's run. Should we run? I think we should run. Leave my pet out there to defend for yourself. Just like any responsible pet owner would do. And we're gonna run through here and see what we can collect. Of course, my pet's down and dying. We're gonna get him. now, boys. You know what? Let's try this bad boy.
Racks up my sleeve.
Back up my sleeve. You get him. Go get him, boys. There he is. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Oh yeah. Fire in the hole. That's right. Fire in the hole. We will get them sooner or later. It may take us a while, but we will conquer. I'm playing stupid here. Told you I'm playing stupid. That couldn't heal me in time. Fire in the hole. Fire in more than one hole. Alright.
Ready for a fight?
No, I'm not.
We can always bring you back, no exceptions.
There was a machine there where I could fill up my ammo. The fuck is he beating on? I can't even see it. Whatever the hell it is. There you go. 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 What is that spider thing munching on? I have no idea what he's munching on. The spider thing you're talking about is that the badass? And there's my pet. He actually helps me, believe it or not. He's actually my pet that's supposed to go in and help me eat up the bad guys. That's my spider arachnophobia. I am some kind of computer animated beastmaster or something. because of the silent tree. That I'll show you here in a few minutes. That's an ugly ally spider dog pet thing. Yeah, he is. He is, but as you can tell, when I go down, he can actually heal me. He can actually bring me back to life when there's no other help for me. So he's actually pretty cool. I can't complain too much about him.
Distract them.
Ah! Fell off the cliff.
Come here, girl.
Come here, girl. I died. I ran off the cliff and committed suicide. But as far as she goes, she is up here. She's one of these guys. She is my spider pet, which Flash is joined by a spider ant companion. Okay, which with the tree that I went into, my rack of flak damaged an enemy. Portion of flak's health is restored, and flak sends forward additional rack attack. And then you go over to this one. Flak spider ant evolves into a countress, which will cause flak attack to constantly regen health. Buggy without the rope is dangerous. Yeah, that it is. Welcome to video games, right?
Holy Trey!
Ouch! I'm out of ammo for that thing.
Pocket rats.
We'll bait their asses now, whatever the hell that is. We got him now, boys. We got him on the run. Ain't that what the military folks say? We got him on the run. Ouch.
Go now.
Shoot him. Blow him up. We gonna get him. Buggy without the rope. Alright. Now, there's an enemy back here. See the red spot on the map? That means there's an enemy back here someplace. There we go. We got him. Pick up all these here weapons. Nothing else we can sell them for, hell, I don't know, something. A few pennies a piece, I guess. Alright, that on across here, and we're going.
This way is also locked. I suppose it is my responsibility to walk you through each and every step. You must find a way to open those transport doors.
Ouch! 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 Hey! Ouch! Ouch! Quit beating me up! You ain't ever beat me up. I'm gonna beat you up. Someone didn't tell you guys what the rules of the game was? don't think anybody told me I was a good guy. That's why we're winning this battle. Whenever people don't communicate properly, that makes for a bad time. It makes for a bad time where I gotta slide around on my ass and I gotta make it look good. I'm trying the whole BioShock trilogy. Lately, I felt a bit nostalgic, I guess. Yeah, I've never tried that game. It looks good, don't get me wrong. I got an interest in it. I just don't have time to play games. I know you've been around for a while. You know, my big thing is I work so much, I really just don't have time for games. As much as I'd like to, you know, if I could, and if I did have to work 60, 70 hours a week, you know, hell, I'd be happy, but, you know, playing more games. I just, and then my hip replacement surgery coming up here in a few months. Well, within a month, actually.
Those doors may require some vault hunter ingenuity. That is to say, you should start breaking things with reckless abandon. You do you.
You do you. I don't want to do me. You do you.
Success! Ah! Remote domination is proving oddly satisfying. Oh, right. Lilith usually offers some affirmation. One moment. Kudos. Yes, that would be nicely.
Wow, big boy. Big boy. Yeah, but on the side of playing going the YouTube thing, I also work 60, 70 hours a week as a truck driver. So I really don't have time to play games. Even like right now, there's so much shit I could be doing instead of playing the game. But I kind of enjoy playing my games. And what little bit of time I have to do my live stream to enjoy my games, I take advantage of, you know, which is a bad thing to say, but that's kind of the way I do it. It's a bit similar to this one, but it's much multiplayer, unfortunately. I don't get into multiplayer, and basically that's because I don't have time to actually get good at any set game. You know, I mean, I really don't have time to. Really don't have time to sit down and play games. I don't have time to focus on games really. So I really don't get to play games. And I know that's probably an excuse y'all have heard from a lot of different YouTubers, but I also don't do this full time. If you look at my stats, you definitely know I don't do this as a full-time gig, you know. I do drive truck at 60, 70 hours a week. You know, I'd love to be able to play games and make a living at it, but it just ain't gonna happen for me. But I keep going away, and I keep trying my YouTube, and one day it will pay off for me. You You know, I have faith in myself. I have faith that, you know, what I teach in my videos is good enough to, where I can actually make a difference in this world before I die. You gotta put food and beer in the fridge somehow. That's right. You gotta put the fridge in, well, you know. And I don't show it a whole lot, which ain't really much of nobody's business, to tell you the truth. I make roughly $40 a month from YouTube. It usually takes me 2 to 3 months to be able to get cash out from my YouTube revenue. And I don't put it out there. I don't talk about it every week, which I could easily. You know, I can put it out there every week easily. So just like I do the new subscriber count for the week. You know, I make $40 or so a month. You know, it takes me every 2 months to even get a payout from YouTube. You know, you have to have a $100 payout before you can get a payout from YouTube. You know, so it, you know, it takes me 2 months to even be able to draw $100 from YouTube. You know, that AIO I just ordered is $80. That's 2 months of profit from what I make from my YouTube already gone that I'm putting out of pocket. I haven't made that. You know, so it's kind of hard to run a small YouTube channel, especially in the tech industry right now. I'm not making excuses. I'm just kind of telling you guys where I stand. And yes, I have seriously thought about giving up on YouTube. But I don't see where I would benefit if I did give up YouTube. But not if, but when I'll make it big on YouTube. Not if, but when. It will be a big difference in my lifestyle. And I'll be able to do what I love to do. Which I do. I don't make a whole lot of money for what I do. There's no question about that. But I do. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy the live stream. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. And I believe if I keep it up one of these days, I will be able to do it full time.
For your feet.
It will happen. It's just a matter of time. And I'll take off. I ain't too worried about it. I don't care. It's gonna happen. But I believe the information I have to give you about computer components and what's coming up, and you know, I believe that's gonna see me through. Right now, it is very tight. It is very tough. You know, which ain't no surprise. You know, I mean, it happens right now. But it don't matter. I'm gonna keep pushing forward just like I have the last 6 years. And yes, I've been doing YouTube for way longer than what I should have for what I've got. As long as I keep pushing forward, you guys keep supporting me, I will make it. And if you guys want to admit it, if you guys want to, you know, whatever, but And the big difference is between me and what a lot of guys do. You know, a lot of guys, 130, 140, 150, 200,000 subscribers, they have lost the love for the profession. Me, I enjoy. It is a hard time for tech YouTubers. But what keeps me going, I enjoy what I do. And a lot of the guys has forgotten that. A lot of the guys has the more focus based. The more on the, you know, okay, I got so many people that work under me. I got a studio. I have so much I got to pay out each month.
These derelict remains of my old employer's mind fill me with nostalgia. Ah, the good old days when I was an ambitious researcher, led only by limitless creativity and unbound by archaic concepts like ethics.
You know, and a lot of them guys are right. You know, they have people that depend on them. You know, a lot of them do have families that depend on them. You know, they have employees. And I still do it full time. So I don't have to pay my bills off of it. You know, as much as I'd like to say I have to pay my bills off of it, I don't have to pay my bills off of it. Come on, move out of there. You guys gotta live and every bit help. You are right there, buddy.
Distract them.
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I got enough faith in myself, I got enough belief in myself that I can make this YouTube a full-time gig. It's gonna take time, it's gonna take money, it's gonna take everything I've got to make it happen, but I believe in you guys. I believe I can make it happen. And I'm not ready to give up on it. There's been times I have definitely questioned myself, but I have never, you know, I really don't, I don't know how to say it, but I don't, 764. You know, my big thing is, you know, I don't know, I'd like to see it become a full-time thing, but it'll happen in time. You know, maybe one day I'll be able to be one of the lucky ones. Maybe one of the times, you know, one of these days I'll get to where everybody will know me and I can actually do what I want to do for a living. But until then, I will keep pushing. I will keep jumping. I will do what I need to do. Why ain't it changing? Why ain't it changing? Okay, it's selected that time. About damn time. What's wrong with this thing? 59, nothing better. 83, nothing better. Now grenades up to 664. Oh, what's that one? Yeah, no better. The belt, 627. Auto refill, that'd be nice. I've dropped slam bonus. I never use a slam bonus. Yeah, we'll take that one. Okay, we'll go over here and we'll sell all this shit.
You're just a schmuck with a paperweight. Have some money. Now, why not spend it? Everyone has their price.
Alright, there we go. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna pretty well wrap it up for today's live stream. I've been gone for what, over 3 hours? Wow, I've been going a little too long tonight. Well, Chris, I'm glad you came by and stopped by and hung out with me. Whoever the other 2 viewers is, I'm glad you came and hung out with me. Stuck with me as long as you have. It's been over 3 hours. It's been quite a stream for me. But I think it's gonna wrap it up for today's video, or today's live stream. If you like this kind of content, make sure you go down there and give me a like. If not, there's a dislike button. There's also a comment section below. I will answer them comments every weekend here on my live stream, no matter what time it is. It's usually 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'll be working the next few weekends, so it will be later in the evening. But I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. If you really like this kind of content, make sure you go down there and give me a subscribe and turn on the notification bell where you're notified next time I put out a video or I go live. And if you really want to, you can go down and hit that notification down in that description area. There is a notification for Twitter and Instagram. I don't kill your inbox, but I give you ideas of what's coming up on the channel. If there's any information about my live stream, that's where you also get that information. And with all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.